So today's discussion is all about your network. So each of us probably knows around 300 people on first name terms. When you meet someone, you're only a handshake away from the 300 people he or she knows on first name terms. If the person you're introduced to then introduces you to someone else he or she knows, you are just two handshakes away from linking to a potential network of 90,000 new possible contacts. The John Quar play popularized the concept of 6 degrees of separation, the theory that each of us are connected to everyone else on this planet by no more than 5 people. That is, you know someone who will know someone, who in turn will know someone, and so on. The 6 degrees of separation are not just 5 persons apart, but are in effect 5 circles or networks of acquaintances apart. Everyone maintains different series of networks, or what marketing guru Seth Godin calls hives, covering different aspects of our lives, spanning family, social, and work. These networks are defined by having rules, either spoken or unspoken, standards, and a common history. They operate on a number of different and sometimes overlapping planes. Within these networks, not everyone is equal or plays the same role. There is now greater understanding of the different networks governing our lives and the dynamics of them. The outstanding public relations communicator is able to establish, nurture, and maintain relevant networks, but also harness the crucial power points in them. The outstanding communicator is also likely to be a key part of other people's networks. Each of us has personal network maps, operating on at least 5 different levels, consisting of a personal sanctum, a professional sanctum or professional apostles, an inner circle, an outer circle, and membership links. Let's discuss personal sanctum. Let's discuss personal sanctum. Each of us has a personal community, a circle around us, usually of up to 15 people. You can count on these family members or friends to provide the innermost emotional core of your contacts. There is a limit to the amount of information you can handle at once. In your conscious mind, you can hold between 5 to 9 pieces of information at any one time. It is not just your information processing abilities that are limited, but so too are your emotional capacities, where we are only capable of maintaining really close emotional relationships with between 10 and 15 people. The well-being of your personal sanctum network acts as the bedrock for all your other networks. Maintaining a positive set of relationships with your family and friends, along with a healthy work-life balance, will provide the foundations for your wider contentment and well-being. It provides a bedrock for defining your realness, the real you and your inner brand, and serves as a grounding for your successful communications. Next is professional sanctum. Reflect on your life or your career. Who has been influential in helping you move up the career ladder in whatever way to get where you are today? Think a bit harder. Who has been really influential? Each of us has a number of professional apostles, people who act as the front line of our personal advocates. As a public relations consultant, your apostle might be the person who regularly generates new business leads or referrals for you. In an organization, it might be a manager who has championed your advancement. These are people who somehow stimulate things in your life and support your cause. They truly act as your advocates by telling the world how great you are without any prompting. Apostles believe in you wholeheartedly and share that fact freely. On a personal level, they bring out the best in you, sometimes acting as first or as cushions against negative influences. They are generous with you, and you with them. You will go that extra mile, do the special favor to help them. They can afford for you to succeed without feeling threatened. These are the relationships that truly rocket you to the top. If you want to get ahead, you need to build the network of your professional sanctum to at least 15 people. At least you are helped in this quest by the fact that they are generally people predisposed to being helpful. Anyone predisposed to be helpful is worth knowing because they were brought up to be helpful to others. They see opportunities more than others do and view you as one. They are secure and willing to take risks to help others. They feel important when helping others. They are intellectually curious. They have a variety of networks, and they simply like you. As part of a personal development strategy and effective personal communications campaign, regularly keep in touch with your targeted list of professional apostles. Never be more than 1 month away from these valuable contacts. Contact could be through sending articles on your industry, or better, there's posting friendly memos or sending clippings. Stay current with them, and as you will be front of mind with them, so yours will be the number they call. A fundamental maintenance strategy of these relationships, like any networking relationship, is not to sell yourself, but rather to keep building and investing in the relationship. Leading marketing and brand consultant Gareth Owen emphasizes the need to keep front of mind with his prospects. You have to keep in touch, create opportunities to talk your prospects without appearing that you are selling to them. Topical things in the trade press, appropriate gossip, even funny emails are all good tools to keep in touch with people. Who are your apostles? Who potentially could become one of your apostles? What can you do for your apostles? What different ways can you maintain contact with your apostles? Inner circle. You have a social capacity, a number of people that you have genuinely social relationship with. The kind of relationship that goes with knowing who they are and how they relate to you. Typically, the inner social group is up to 150 people. Any larger group will start to need complicated hierarchies, rules, regulations, and formal measures to try to command loyalty and social cohesion. Outer circle. Your outer contact could consist of anything between 300 and 1,000 acquaintances, people you are relatively comfortable with. Growth in social and geographical mobility will lead to an inevitable increase in the size of your outer circle. To face the challenge of managing these numbers, you can profile the group, dividing them into smaller groups of contacts, which can be more easily managed, prioritized, and subsequently maintained. A profiling system for a public relations consultant, for example, where it is important to develop business development contacts to provide a flow of new clients, could use a profile of first advocates, which might be your clients as well as professional sanctum contacts. They provide an unprompted advocacy of you or your cause. Second, endorser contacts can often be clients who could provide a prompted testimonial or advocacy for you. We also have awares. These are people who have an awareness of you but do not use your services or advocate you. They offer the potential to be converted into a category 1 or 2. We also have the unawares. They do not know of you or how you might be relevant for their needs. And lastly, catch-alls. They are usually contacts you might politely send a Christmas card to, but whom you do not wish to cultivate your business or organizational development. Our last circle is the membership. You have membership of different networks. These networks hubs contain people who communicate with more people about a certain product than average. They are also known as opinion formers, influencers, lead users, or even power users. How can you judge the relative merits of different networks? Which ones are more important and which should you be engaged with? Although the nature of hubs differs from industry to industry, the key criteria for the value of any network or hive are its relative size, centrality to its context, quality of its ability or potential to deliver, infrastructure, and vibrancy. The overall cluster of the target network will have an impact on the scale and length of any WOM messages. The bigger the network, the more potential potency for engaging more people, generating greater awareness, and stimulating further outgrowth from the core. The potential for exponential growth is mind-boggling. Imagine folding a paper in half to give it twice its original thickness. How thick would the paper be if it could be folded another 40 times? It would reach from the Earth to the Moon. Centrality. The centrality of a network, how important it is to your life, will be determined by its first, relative importance to your needs. If you need a network to meet your prime needs of defense or economic well-being, its status and importance to you is obviously clearly more significant than a minor interest. Next, ability to deliver. The true value of a network is shaped by more than its relative size. It depends on the quality and power of influence of its members in relation to the context. The most effective networks are often the power of the few. Small groups of active key decision makers with short decision making chains of individuals yielding sufficient power to do. These will often wield more power than a larger network of passive individuals possessing minimal power. We also have infrastructure. The infrastructure of a network may range from tangible resources to the level of organization, or softer criteria of formality of membership, formal and informal powers. Lastly, we have vibrancy. The vibrancy is the functioning, the heartbeat of the network. It is determined by the level of commitment and frequency of participation. Key factors determining the velocity of an idea spreading include the intrinsic rewards obtained from membership, the accessibility of the group, ease of change within the group, and the promise of new discoveries and opportunities as a result of being in the group. That's all for today, and I will see you in our next discussion.